Emma sat quietly at the corner table of a warmly lit restaurant. The twinkling Christmas lights blurred through her tears, casting a soft glow on the emerald dress she had chosen so carefully. It now felt more like a costume than anything else. Around her, families laughed, children squealed with excitement over Santa, and couples held hands across candlelit tables. But she was alone, abandoned on Christmas Eve by the man she had thought might be her forever. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from Ryan. "Sorry, can't make it tonight. This isn't working out anyway. You're great, but I need someone less complicated. Someone without so much baggage. Have a good holiday." Baggage. That's what he called the diagnosis she had received 6 months ago, the one that had shattered her dreams of ever becoming a mother. Ryan had seemed understanding at first, talking about adoption and other possibilities. But when reality hit, he decided that complicated wasn't worth his time. Emma wiped her tears, telling herself to leave, go home, stop embarrassing herself. Yet something held her frozen in place, staring at the empty chair across from her. That's when she noticed a little girl standing beside her table. She couldn't have been more than 4 years old, wearing a red velvet dress trimmed with white fur. Her light brown hair was tied into a tiny ponytail, and she clutched a worn teddy bear tightly. "Yes, sweetheart." Emma managed, forcing a smile. "Are you sad?" the girl asked, her voice full of genuine concern. The question made Emma's throat tighten. "Yes. Why?" Emma replied softly. "I'm supposed to be having dinner with someone, but he couldn't come," Emma said, glancing down at her phone. The little girl tilted her head thoughtfully. "That's not very nice. My daddy always says you should keep your promises." "Your daddy sounds very smart." "He is," the girl said proudly. "The smartest daddy in the whole world." Emma smiled despite herself. "Where's your daddy? Sweetheart, is he here with you?" The little girl pointed to a table across the room, where a man in his early 30s sat with 2 older women. He was handsome in a weary sort of way, his dark hair slightly messy. Emma could see the worry on his face as he scanned the restaurant. "That's my daddy, and my grandma, and my other grandma," the girl said. "They are talking about boring grown-up stuff." Emma laughed softly. "So, you came to visit me? You looked lonely." "I don't like it when people are lonely. My daddy gets lonely too, even when he pretends he's not," the little girl replied. Before Emma could respond, a voice called, "Lily." The man hurried over, relief flooding his face when he saw his daughter. "I'm so sorry," he said to Emma. She wandered off. "I hope she wasn't bothering you." "Not at all," Emma assured him. "She's lovely." "I'm helping," Lily announced. "The pretty lady is sad because someone broke their promise." The man's face shifted concern as he finally saw Emma's tears in the empty place sitting across from her. "I'm sorry to hear that," he said gently. "Christmas Eve is a terrible time to be let down." Emma shook her head. "It's fine. I should probably just go." "No," Lily said firmly. "You should have Christmas dinner. Everyone should have Christmas dinner, right, Daddy?" Her father hesitated. "Honey, I'm sure this nice lady has plans." "She doesn't," Lily interrupted. "The person who was supposed to come didn't, so she's all alone, and it's Christmas." Emma looked at the man and saw a mix of embarrassment and kindness. "I'm Daniel," he said, extending his hand. "And this is Lily, who apparently has no sense of boundaries." "Emma," she replied, "and honestly, she's the sweetest thing that's happened to me today." "The pretty lady is nice. Daddy, can she eat with us? Please," Lily asked. Daniel looked torn between mortification and pride. Emma stood, hesitant. "I really should go." "Please come," Lily pleaded. "You're too pretty to be sad on Christmas." Something in Lily's earnest face melted Emma's defenses. She took a deep breath and said softly, "If the invitation is genuine, I'd love to join you." Lily's face lit up like a Christmas tree. "Really? Really?" She grabbed Emma's hand and pulled her toward their table. Daniel followed, both pleased and nervous. Emma slid into the chair that Daniel gently pulled out for her. Lily immediately took her hand and squeezed it, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "You're really coming?" "Yay!" she exclaimed, practically bouncing in her seat. Emma smiled. feeling the warmth of genuine kindness washing over her, a stark contrast to the cold rejection she had faced that evening. The older women at the table, Margaret and Helen, looked up as Emma and Lily approached. Their expressions softened instantly, welcoming the newcomer. "Did she now?" Margaret said, her eyes twinkling. "Well, any friend of Lily's is welcome here. I'm Margaret," she introduced herself warmly. "And this is Helen." "It's lovely to meet you both," Emma said, feeling a little shy but touched by their kindness. "I hope I'm not intruding." "Nonsense," Helen replied, pulling out a chair for Emma. "It's Christmas. The more, the merrier." Dinner began, and Lily took it upon herself to keep the conversation lively. She chatted non-stop about her preschool, her beloved teddy bear, Mr. Snuggles, and how she had been very good this year in anticipation of Santa's visit. Emma found herself relaxing, laughing at Lily's stories, enjoying the warmth and cheer of this unexpected family gathering. Daniel explained a little about their lives. He was a pediatric nurse, deeply dedicated to his work, and his wife, Lily's mother, had passed away 2 years prior in a tragic car accident. "I'm so sorry," Emma whispered softly when Daniel mentioned this. "It's been hard," Daniel admitted, his voice tinged with sadness. "But Lily keeps me going. She's the best thing that ever happened to me." Emma nodded, understanding more than she could express. The longing for a family of her own, the grief of dreams unfulfilled, all mingled with the warmth of this moment. "I worry sometimes," Daniel continued quietly, "that I'm not enough for her. She needs a mother figure, someone who can fill the space I can't." Emma didn't respond immediately. She wasn't sure what to say. How do you explain to someone that you spent months grieving a dream you thought was yours? That the ache of holding a child, of having someone trust you completely, is something you've only imagined? Throughout dinner, Lily occasionally snuggled close to Emma, asking questions, telling little stories, sharing laughter. Each moment tugged at Emma's heart, filling the empty spaces she hadn't realized she carried. She began to feel a fragile hope stirring, a hope that maybe family didn't have to be defined by blood, but by love, presence, and choice. After dinner, Lily yawned and climbed into Emma's lap without hesitation. "You smell nice," she murmured sleepily, "like flowers." Emma looked down at the small child resting against his shoulder and felt a crack in her heart, a crack that allowed something new to grow, connection, trust, and the possibility of being needed. "You're really special," Emma whispered softly, stroking Lily's hair. "You know that." Lily's small voice, sleepy but determined, asked, "Emma, can you be my new mom?" The words hung in the air, simple yet profound. Emma froze, overwhelmed by the pure, honest desire of a child who simply wanted someone to love and be loved by in return. Margaret and Helen exchanged looks, both surprised and moved. Daniel's expression was a mix of shock and helpless pride. "Lily, honey," Daniel began, trying to intervene. But Lily didn't budge. "She's pretty, and she's nice, and she has happy tears, and she doesn't have anyone for Christmas. So maybe she could be our someone." Emma's eyes welled up again. The simplicity of the request, the sincerity in Lily's tone, broke through walls Emma hadn't even realized she had built. For a moment, she forgot about Ryan, about rejection, about all the loneliness she had carried into that restaurant. All that mattered was this small child, this unexpected family, and the possibility of being part of something real. Daniel took a deep breath. "It's more complicated than that. Emma has her own life, her own plans." "I don't have any plans tomorrow." Emma interrupted softly, but firmly, giving a small smile. "See," Lily said, triumphant. "Then she can come over lots and lots, and then you'll know us, and maybe then she can be my mom." Emma laughed through her tears, nodding, "If the invitation is genuine, I'd love to come." Lily's face lit up. "Really? Really?" She hugged Emma again, skipping a little in joy. Daniel, Margaret, and Helen watched, touched by the unfolding connection, realizing that sometimes love finds its way in the most unexpected moments. Over the next few weeks, Emma became a regular presence in Daniel and Lily's lives. Every visit, every laugh, every bedtime story built a bridge of trust and warmth between them. Lily clung to Emma with joyful determination, her small arms wrapping around her as if declaring, "You're mine now." Emma found herself looking forward to each visit more than she had expected, a growing sense of belonging replacing the emptiness she had carried for so long. Daniel watched carefully, sometimes smiling with quiet relief, sometimes worried about moving too fast. But seeing Lily's happiness, seeing the way Emma's eyes lit up when she read a story or tucked Lily into bed, reassured him in ways words could not. He realized that family wasn't about the timing being perfect. It was about the love being real. Christmas had passed, but the magic lingered. Emma joined them for New Year's Eve, sharing laughter and stories, learning little details about Lily's world and Daniel's life. The bond grew naturally, without forcing, without expectation, just a connection built on kindness, shared experiences, and genuine affection. One evening, 6 months after that first fateful Christmas Eve, Daniel asked Emma to meet him at the very restaurant where they had first met Lily. The place felt charged with nostalgia, the soft glow of the lights, the hum of conversations, and the faint scent of holiday desserts bringing memories rushing back. "I have something to ask you," Daniel said nervously as they sat down. His hands fidgeted slightly, betraying his calm voice. Emma smiled, curious but calm. "What is it?" From across the table, Lily, now 5, looked serious and determined. She reached into her small backpack and pulled out a little ring box. "Emma, will you marry my daddy and be my real mom forever?" she asked, holding it out with childlike confidence. Emma blinked, overwhelmed. Tears threatened again, but this time they were not sad. They were filled with joy, hope, and love. She looked at the sapphire ring inside the box, sparkling like the Christmas lights from that first night, carefully chosen by Lily to match the dress Emma had worn. "Yes," Emma said softly, choking back happy tears. "Yes to all of it." Lily threw herself into Emma's arms, squealing in delight. "I told Daddy you'd say yes. I knew from the very first time I saw you." Emma hugged her tightly, feeling a sense of home she had never known before. She looked at Daniel, whose own eyes shimmered with emotion, and knew that this wasn't just a fleeting moment. It was the start of a new life, a family chosen by love, trust, and fate. Daniel smiled, holding Emma's hand across the table. "I think sometimes the people who save you come in the smallest packages," he said. "And sometimes family isn't about blood. It's about choosing each other again and again, even when it seems impossible." Emma nodded, feeling the weight of those words in her heart. Her past sorrows, her heartbreaks, all led her here to this unexpected, ready-made family that needed her as much as she needed them. From that day forward, Emma, Daniel, and Lily built a life full of laughter, love, and small daily miracles. They celebrated birthdays, holidays, and ordinary evenings with a kind of warmth that only chosen family could provide. Emma learned that motherhood wasn't defined by biology, but by love, care, and presence, and that sometimes the family you create can heal the wounds the world tried to leave behind. On quiet nights, Emma would watch Lily sleep, the little girl's tiny hand curled around Hayes, and feel a peace she had never known. She thought of Derek, of the loneliness, of the pain, but she didn't dwell there anymore. The past was a stepping stone to the happiness she had now. And whenever she saw Daniel's smile, his gentle patience, and the way he looked at Lily with unwavering love, she knew that some of life's greatest miracles don't arrive in perfect packages. They arrive in moments of courage, of kindness, and of hope. 6 months later, on a quiet evening at home, Emma realized that she had found everything she had longed for. Not just a chance at motherhood, but a family that welcomed her, cherished her, and made her feel whole. It was a Christmas miracle, not born from magic, but from human hearts choosing love when it mattered most. Sometimes, the people who rescue you from your darkest days are not strangers. They are children who see the goodness in your heart, parents who trust their instincts, and moments that remind you hope is always worth holding on to. And Emma, Daniel, and Lily lived those days fully, joyfully, and together. Proof that family isn't only about what you're born into, but what you dare to embrace, love, and protect.